Well, good morning, everyone. Nice to see you. I'm Jim Sunderwirth from my swing here at the house. Hey, yesterday was a big day because we compared Jesus with that beautiful lamb that was slain that allowed the blood to go on the doorpost. Remember that? And it set the people free. In fact, man, I mean, they were ready to go, and they went. Now we're going into chapter 14 of Exodus right here, and it says, "Now the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the children of Israel that they turn and camp before Pi-Hahiroth and Migdol the sea, and before Baal Zephon, and you will camp before the sea there." And here's the reason. And then they said these words: "They are bewildered by the land, and the wilderness has closed them in. Then I will harden Pharaoh's heart, and he will pursue them, and I will begin to gain honor before Pharaoh and all his country." And sure enough, Pharaoh remembered, after 400 years, he remembered, man, these slaves are built my cities and they did all these things. And all of a sudden he said, I got to get those slaves back. And so he took out after them, and there they were. They left hidden out of Egypt, and there they were, right before the sea, and there were mountains on each side, and the people were bewildered because they thought, how and why did God bring us here, and the Pharaoh coming behind it? You know, I've got a song. I've got a song that I've sung for years, and I want to sing it because I tell you what, it pretty well says exactly what I'm trying to say, and will be, I think you'll like it. It goes like this. Here we go. I tell you what, I love these story songs because I've been there so many times. I've seen credibility here. Experience. The situation looked so hopeless there for brother Moses, as God's people all were stranded by the sea. Pharaoh's army coming, death would be for certain, and escape was an impossibility. Well, as the chariots grew closer, Moses faced the water, and he raised his hands above his head to pray. Well, if I'd have been there watching, seen old Pharaoh coming, I'd say, Moses, there is something I should say. Well, it seems that you would make a perfect candidate for a touch from the mighty hand of God. The storm that you are facing, the tempest that is raging, what makes you uniquely qualified? For if the road were easy, your faith would not be needed, and you'd never see his wonder in your life. It seems that you would make a perfect candidate for a touch from the mighty hand of God. Isn't that crazy? Just tells the story right there. Well, let's bring it to personal, okay? Let's bring it to today. You say your burden's heavy, more than you can carry, of the trials of this life has got you down. Sorrow after sorrow has darkened your tomorrow. You see no way for life to turn around. Well, before you give up hoping, turn your Bible open and see how God always knows just what to do. No matter what the struggle, I know that he is able. There's something so I want to say to you. Well, it seems that you would make a perfect candidate for a touch from the mighty hand of God. The storms that you are facing, the tempest that is raging, what makes you uniquely qualified? For if the road were easy, your faith would not be needed, and you'd never feel his wonder in your life. It seems that you would make a perfect candidate for a touch from the mighty hand of God. Well, it seems that you would make a perfect candidate from a touch from the mighty hand of God. The storm that you are facing, the tempest that is raging, what makes you uniquely qualified? For if the road were easy, your faith would not be needed, and you'd never feel his wonder in your life. It seems that you would make a perfect candidate for a touch from the mighty hand of God. Yes. What'd you think about that? Well, it's exactly what it's talking about when it says that we all face our trials. And here they were coming out of Egypt, and they were heading on their way, and they were going to be victorious and be free. But you know what happened? Instead, and we're going to talk about this tomorrow, instead of taking the short route, God took them on a long route. And we'll tell the reason why tomorrow. Okay. See you tomorrow. God bless you.